Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here and talk with you guys for just a second about some things that I have done that have helped me and I might help you. So I wanted to share. Sorry, this lighting is a little bit funky right here. Okay, I think it's good like that. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I've been seeing some posts in here about people who are like, I just keep messing up. I want to start and I don't. Or they're like, I'm just a failure. I've gotten a couple messages of like, I'm just wasting your time. I should just quit. I'm a failure. And I recognize that because I have said those things to about myself in the past. And what it is it's just a repeated thought that you have accepted as fact. I'm a failure. I always fail. I've failed so many times. I'm just going to keep failing. And you just keep telling yourself that in your head. And so then guess what your body does? You're like, yep, you're a failure. So might as well just go eat that cake. Yep, you're a failure. And you just tell yourself that so much that you start to believe it. Okay, this lighting. Oh, well, I guess you can just hear me. Anyway, and it's just, we call it the BS highway. It's your belief system, but it's also the bull in your brain that's telling you lies that you've just become to believe because you've heard them so many times and you've told them to yourself so many times. So what you have to do is, for one, recognize it, acknowledge it, and write down the things that you're telling yourself. So I'll never finish this program. You always mess up. You're so fat. You're so ugly. You're such a failure. You can't do anything right. You're a bad mom. You're a bad wife. All of those things, as painful as it is, you need to write them down. And we've done this exercise, at Team Things and at Summit, but I know a lot of you weren't there, so I want to share it. So you need to write those things down, and then I want you to go and pretend like you were saying them to someone else, like your best friend or your daughter, and say, you are so fat, you will never amount to anything, and you fail at everything you do. Pretty painful to say, right? Gosh, that gives me tears to even think about it. I'd never tell that to Natalie, but so why do I tell it to myself, And so we have to retrain our brain and get new thoughts and replace those thoughts with things that are true and, just more positive. So I want you to write those things down, and feel free to share them here in the group. Let's go deep. Let's do this. And then I want you to write the positive of it, of, I'm a kick butt wife, or, whatever you want to say. I can finish things. I will finish things. I am wonderfully made. I am a finisher. I am an overcomer. I am in charge of what goes in my mouth. Whatever it is that you need to say to yourself, I want you to write it down. And then the third step is you need to say it out loud every single day, because your mind, takes 45 days to replace a thought with another one, and you have to say it out loud so your ears hear it. And then it's like someone told it to you, and you need to read it in the positive, I am. And you need to say it every single day. When you get out of bed, I have my list, and I say it every single day. And I'm telling you, I didn't say it out loud, and I didn't do it every day, and I didn't change. And when I started saying, I am in charge of what I put in my mouth, whatever it was, it starts to change, because you just start to believe it, and you start to live it out, and you start to make those better choices. So that's something I want us to do. I want us to dig deeper into what's going on and what's holding us back, whatever it is. If your thing is that you, snack at night, say, I do not eat past 8 p.m. And just say it and tell yourself it. Write it down, put it on a card, tape it to your fridge, and just say that over and over and over. And just until you start believing it, until you start acting it out. Does that make sense? And the last thing is, our willpower is not going to get us anywhere. We need why power. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but I just want to share a little example that I've heard in the past, and I heard it again, and it makes sense. So if I were to give you $20, say there was a steel beam that was put between two towers, the highest towers in the world, like those towers that are in Malaysia or something, and there was a steel beam, would you walk across it for $20? Most of you would probably say, no, it's not worth it. I don't care. I don't want to drop to my death for 20 bucks. It's not worth it. Now, what if I told you that your daughter or your son was on the other side of one of those beams and the building was on fire? Would you go across it? chances are most all of us would say yes, and you would go across that beam to go get your kid, and you would do it for not even any money, because the why changed, the reason changed. And I think that's the point we have to get to with our fitness and our nutrition and just our goals in general, is you have to know why you're doing it. Because if you just try to be strong on your own, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you can remember why, so you can say, I want to not be winded when I'm playing at the park with my kids. That's a why. And writing that down is going to be like, okay, is, eating these chips going to get me closer to that or further to that? Or, gosh, I don't feel like doing my workout, but I remembered I want to wear that dress to that, function that's coming up, and that's your why. So you have to remember how you want to feel, and the things that you want, and the why you're doing it. Same with finances. Like, I know I've talked with Sarah about this. Like, she wanted to be able to get a tattoo with the team, and because of finances, she wasn't able to. And she said, I want to be able to get a tattoo when I want to get a tattoo. And it sounds silly, but it's true. Like, that pain is like her why now. So, like, is buying the $2 soda at the gas station going to get her closer to where she's freer with her finances? No. So, like, remembering, I want that, and the other thing with that is figuring out what you hate. So, like, for Sarah, she said, I hate the feeling of not being able to get what I want more than I love the feeling of just buying a soda here and there. And so you have to kind of figure out what you hate. I hate feeling uncomfortable at the pool more than I love ice cream, or, maybe that's for you. Or I hate tugging at my shirt every time I sit down, more than I love sleeping in and not working out, like whatever it is. So, all right, I'm giving you a bunch of PD here, personal development, that I've learned, and it's helped me over the time. And I know this is a little bit long, but maybe just play it even when you're working out or taking a shower or something, and, comment below. Let's go deeper and support each other. I appreciate how you guys have been sharing more in the groups of, your struggles and things like that. And let's go deeper. Let's say our I am statements out loud, and let's figure out our why, like what we're really fighting for. In your marriage too. I mean, I want to be married. I do not want to get a divorce. Nothing against if that's been your past, but that's not something I want. I don't want our kids to be split up. To the best of, I'm going to do what I can. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can do what I can. And like last night, I was a little annoyed with Brian about something, and I had to think about it. Like, is kind of snapping back at him going to get us closer to the oneness and the closeness and the intimacy that we want, and to a lifetime of happiness? Or would that take us, further back? And so I had to just kind of bite my tongue, because it wasn't worth it. It was, not saying hold your tongue all the time, but and never say anything, but it wasn't worth it. It was just stupid. It was me being selfish, honestly. And anyway, so that it helps us when we're making choices of remembering where we want to go. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I love you guys. You inspire me, and I'm excited to start this shift shop and really go in deep and hot and heavy with everything. These past couple of days, I haven't had food prepped and even good food in the house, and I haven't been doing it as well, and so I'm really excited to kind of get back on track. All right, I love you guys. Please post below and tell me if this makes any sense to you, and let's do this, okay?